Hi everyone! In one of my recent videos I mentioned that one of my big plans for this year is to change my painting style. And this is really not a small thing to do. It's really a challenge. I've been feeling like my paintings are just too tight, I work on them way too long, and I render a lot of details. A long time ago I realized I want to loosen up a bit and I only want to suggest details instead of completely explaining them on the canvas. But until now, I was not sure how to do that. I did many experimenting on my own, but I always felt as a trial and error without any real analysis to help me to figure out what are the things that are not working out for me, where I am making the mistakes, and what are my weak points. I had no systematic approach towards this issue, so practically I was hoping that one day I will just randomly find the answers. So, this was the situation a few months back when I ran into Chelsea Lang's Alla Prima Bootcamp. I follow Chelsea's YouTube channel and I really like her work since a few years, but I only recently heard about her program for painters. Once I heard about it, I joined her free masterclass where she introduced the program, and I immediately felt that this could be a game changer for me. And this feeling became even stronger when, a few weeks after the masterclass, I had a discussion with her one on one. Talking to her felt like a relief. Since I left my full time job and I bet everything on becoming a professional artist, this was the first time I felt that someone understands exactly what I am going through, understands my problem and my needs. After she explained the program in more details, I felt that with the bootcamp I could finally get a toolset, a well tried out strategy that if I follow, it would help me immensely to become a better and more professional artist. In most probably the fraction of the time compared to trying it completely alone. Since I started painting, I have been drawn to those artworks that have a combination of loose yet realistic style. And the final piece has this kind of ease in them, as if they were painted so effortlessly. And that's the vibe I have been chasing. And of course, I heard about the Alla Prima painting before. You know, where you do it all in one go, in one sitting, wet on wet. You don't wait until a layer dries and don't wait to continue after that. It's so interesting now that I think about that how much I admired Alla Prima painters and their works, yet I never gave it a shot myself. I mean, the idea of creating something decent in just a few hours seemed crazy to me. I never believed that I could do it. I always thought that first I have to learn some skills. I have to work and grind on a single piece for weeks or even months, and then, after so many hours of paintings, maybe once I can reach the skill level that I need to try Alla Prima. So after I talked to Chelsea about this, I had to realize that these are nothing else but limiting beliefs that I created for myself. I told her about my work, my trial and error experiments, the fact that I work for weeks and months on a piece. For this, she laid down a new pathway where all this could change. Something strategic yet completely personalized, where I finally clarify my goals based on questions I never even asked myself. And we could build a pathway to that goal. And I could build up and strengthen my skills while painting alla prima. Because I realized if I want to paint more loosely and in less time, the only way to do it is to practice exactly that. I will never feel suddenly comfortable and ready to do it. Instead of that, I have to go for this method directly. So I am only just getting started with the program, And here I want to note that this video is not sponsored by the program or anyone. Of course, I told Chelsea that I am making a video about the program as it is becoming a very important part of my artistic journey. And of course, I want to share it with you guys as I share anything else that I go through and experience as a full time artist, all the struggles, all the happiness. So, you will only get my honest opinion and very first impression on the bootcamp because I am very new in that. I started only since 1.5 months. And yeah, my Alla Prima paintings aren't exactly masterpieces yet, but I still cannot believe that I already created four smaller paintings under 2 hours each and two medium sized paintings within 4 hours each. And the last few were actually coming up quite nicely. For example, this portrait where I exercise painting without colors and I only focus on the values, I did it in about 4 hours, which was unthinkable for me just a month ago. I still feel that I went a bit ahead and I put too many details in the end. But you tell me in the comments what is your opinion on that. I feel that, yeah, I put a little bit too many details, but I do feel though that the painting is not as tight as my previous work. So, all in all, I'm happy with this piece. So, it's definitely not easy. In the first few sessions, I felt like I am learning to paint from scratch all over again. But believe me, that's where the growth happens. Now I am slowly becoming more comfortable with the limited time, and you know what? I really started to enjoy it. I love the fact that just after a few hours I have a finished piece. But it's not only about the painting practice that changed for me drastically, but my mindset and my outlook to the future. I am already starting to see things differently. Shortly after I joined the bootcamp, I got a much better understanding of my desired style that I would like to go after and I would really enjoy making. And now looking back, this was completely missing previously. And this could also be one of the limiting factors why I could not really find my style. Because to be honest, I completely surprised myself with some of my realizations. For example, the bootcamp helped me discover that I am much more into subtle colors than bold ones. It turns out that having a lot of intense colors in one piece is not really my thing. Rather, I love when there is only one intense color in a painting. I really like some glitch effects and abstract elements in a painting. But one of the most important thing that I realized that now I understand is that I am all about capturing the mood and the feelings of a scene rather than spelling everything out. And although I love simple scenes, one thing become even clearer and I feel even stronger about it is that I want to continue to add some imaginary elements in my paintings because I love to play around with some fantasy elements and I would definitely keep those. So for me, the bootcamp is not only about a new way of painting or having some structure in my practice. Of course, that's also super important. But it's also about professional support in my work whenever I feel lost or I just have a simple question. It's about the feeling of belonging to an awesome artist community where people share the same passion and finally we can talk about art as long as we want. People share their struggles and help each other to overcome those and motivate each other, and of course, celebrate together the wins and the success stories. The bootcamp for me, up till now, is the means of clarity over my style as a painter, which is one, if not the most important starting point of an artist's journey. And one thing that I was completely missing before and was a complete limiting factor for me. So I know that I have a long journey ahead in the bootcamp and I have a lot of work to put in my art as always. I don't think that this will ever change, but the last few weeks have been already a game changer for me. Yeah, it have been sometimes really uncomfortable and very challenging. Alla Prima sometimes makes me feel that I just picked up a brush first time in my life, but being at this stage of the journey is also kind of super exciting. And what about you? Do you know your style that you want to reach? Do you have a very clear image of that? And if not, and you are just a beginner and you don't even know what to paint or where to start, then check out my other videos where I touch on these topics as well. And until then, I hope to see you in the next video.